Like and subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
How Scott Boras used baseball's no-shift rule to get raises for underperforming clients. Left-handers injured by the increasingly popular practice of clustering defenders on one side of the field are exacting their revenge by signing sweet post-shift contracts. The strikeout-prone 6'5" slugger is so close as possible on a perfect example of the state of Major League Baseball in 2023. This season, beginning March 30, MLB is introducing 3 changes that are arguably the most revolutionary in professional baseball's 150-year history. A pitch clock aims to get the game moving faster after a generation of yawns. Another is larger bases, what Red Sox manager Alex Cora called pizza boxes, which undoubtedly make stealing easier, while still allowing more players' tender body parts out of the way. But it is the third change, the ban on the so-called displacement, which has already enriched left-handers like Gallo. The new one rule prohibits the team on the field from clustering their players on either side of second base, which was an increasingly popular practice. Over the years, the shift has been particularly detrimental to left-handers, who for some reason have more trouble than right-handers hitting the ball to the opposite field, where the fielders warranty. The prospect of shiftless major league games has already changed the way teams put together their rosters, according to experts who spoke to Forbes. Scott Boras, whom Forbes dubbed last year as the most powerful agent in all of the sport, put it succinctly: having a fridge on second base that can just hit isn't going to fly anymore. It also means big changes in player compensation. Definitely, left-handed bats will benefit, Boras told Forbes. They have all been dramatically affected by the postponement. Gallo, a Boras customer, will also benefit on the stats side, but despite his shortcomings, he has already improved his bottom line. Gallo hasn't hit higher than a .199 in the last 3 years. His 2022 was particularly anemic. He hit .160 in 126 games, which equates to 16 hits every 100 shots. In baseball, there is a derisive term for a player who doesn't reach their weight. Gallo tips the scales at around 235, though he has hit as many as 41 homers in a season, making him a top-notch power hitter. Gallo's most consistent impressive offensive stat has been the frequency with which he hits. Throughout his career, Gallo has averaged 226 K in a 162-game season, a feat that would see him in contention for the crown in almost every league almost every year. By comparison, Babe Ruth has averaged 86 batting strikes in a full season, and more recently, the player who replaced Gallo in last season's Yankees lineup, Andrew Benintendi, has a more modern 162-game average of 125. None of that has prevented Gallo from increasing his income. After the shift was over, Boras negotiated a $10.275 million pay rise over his 2022 salary. That offseason, Gallo signed a 1-year, $11 million contract with the Twins. More proof that shift's death means a career reborn, at least financially. Cody Bellinger, another left-hander and Boras customer, has endured 3 inexplicably horrific seasons since winning the National League Most Valuable Player award with the Dodgers in 2019. Then came the rule change, and suddenly Bellinger was a hot commodity again. In December, he signed a 1-year, $17.5 million contract with the Cubs, $12 million, plus $5.5 million, if the team buys him out for 2024, according to Spotrac. Michael Conforto is another example. Boras secured the left-hander a 2-year deal with the Giants for $36 million, even though the former Mets outfielder missed all of last season with a shoulder injury. His last salary with the Mets was $12.25 million a year, not only to cater to Boras customers. Excel Sports Management also brought Benintendi a pay rise. After earning $8.5 million last season, the outfielder signed a 5-year, $75 million contract with the White Sox. Guess which side of the plate Benintendi hits from? That's right, the left. Boras said he believes MLB teams were doing their homework to figure out how the new rules would affect different players, but he and his organization weren't leaving it to chance. In negotiations this offseason, he came armed with reams of data showing how much some of his clients could win in a world where shift was banned. We had a lot of evidence to show teams that this would be the case, Boras told Forbes. That would allow clubs to see how impacted many of these players have been by the postponement.